Hi, I'm Joe,
I'm Lance.
and we're the SAR guys.
Today we're going to talk about I kind of feel like it's a hypocritical statement, or a topic for myself because we're going to talk about physical fitness. I feel that I could be probably more fit than I am, but in search and rescue, it's really important that you know your limitations and know where your body's at to make sure that you can go out and do the task that we have at hand.
Right, and I think we think about physical fitness in a lot of ways. I mean, what is it you bare minimum you need? What are you doing, and then what's would be the ideal? And the reality is that we need to make sure that we are physically fit enough that we can go out on a mission and help somebody, not go out on a mission and just survive. We
Yep.
got to get out there. We've got to thrive. We've got to be able to pick things up, pick people up, help people along, carry people if we need to, and for a decent amount of distance and time.
Absolutely. And there are some standards that you can go into. And I think a lot of people go with the wildland firefighter standards,
Mm-hmm.
whether or not it's the arduous, moderate, or I think the third one's light. And so I know our team, we don't have like alpine rescue stuff. I
Right.
mean, so we stay within really the moderate uh, range. And so that's where our testing is. And what is that? The
Or
25 pounds, 2 miles for
30
30 minutes,
minutes,
right?
right?
We talked about that before we started recording, but then I forgot. And so that's where our group really is at because we don't have the high mountain alpine terrain here on the Oregon coast.
It's important for us to test that as well. Some of our missions we have gone, I think the biggest or the longest distance I've done is 17 miles in
Yeah.
one day. And that's without any prior, I'm not going to work up to it, do 5 miles today and 10
Yeah.
miles. It's, you're out there and there you go.
You go from
So
zero to go.
there,
Yeah.
zero to go. So I want to make sure that I'm always ready to
Yeah.
go. And for me, that means I walk at least 2 miles every day. And typically, once a week, I'll go 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 miles
Yeah.
through the woods. I
Yeah.
don't just do it on the flat. And I try and do that as regular as I can because I want to make sure that I'm able to do that. And I know when I got out of shape for a while, just doing 2 miles at one point was like,
Yeah.
oh, this is not good. I need to do something about
Yeah.
that. So I don't go to the gym. I don't work out. I don't do all those other things, but I have a
Yeah.
very, very active
Yeah.
lifestyle. And 2 miles for me is a cakewalk. I can do that in my sleep, and
Yeah.
it doesn't matter how much weight I'm carrying or what I'm doing. Um, that's pretty easy.
Yeah.
So when they talk about the test coming up that we've got to do, I don't even blink an eye. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, bring it on.
Let's go and do it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And everybody has a different way to train. I personally I don't go out on the trails and hit a lot of mileage. I'll do that when a mission comes out. But I'm in the gym 3 to 4 times a week, and I'll get out when I need to get out and enjoy the outdoors. So I think it's really important that we remember that not only do we have to get to our patient, but we also, a lot of times, we're either going to have to rehab them so they can walk out on their own. But for us, typically we're carrying them out. And so, whatever we have in our pack, we need to be able to carry that out and be able to maintain that pack while we're there. And then, deal with the patient and everything in the stokes, on the wheel, or not on the wheel, and have enough energy and strength to be able to carry them out. And, there's been several missions where we've went out but then people were kind of trickling out because they didn't have enough strength to continue on to the mission to the finish line. And that's rough because now you're like, man, we got lots of numbers, but then towards 3/4 of the way through the evolution, we're like, and we're down to a 3/4 of our team. Injuries happen. I get that. Injuries a lot of times cannot be prevented, or it's an accident is an accident, right? But the way that we conduct our physical fitness, I think, is something that we can work on and we can manage.
Right. I think we owe it to ourselves and our
And a
teammates
team,
and the
absolutely.
person that we're going
Yep.
out to help out, to
Yep.
rescue, or whatever we're going to do. We
Yep.
owe it to them to be in top shape. Now,
Yep.
it's kind of hard in our area because we're not super high tech. We're
Yep.
not out in the mountains and going out for days at a time. Typically, we get called out, and our missions are 3, 4, 5 hours long, maybe 10 hours, and not a lot of distance
Mm-mm.
typically, but
Yep.
a lot of elevation because
Yep.
we are very hilly terrain.
Lots of
And
elevation.
so you know, it's kind of misleading people. Oh, I would walk, you know, every once in a while,
Yeah.
and I like to hang out in the woods and stuff. But they don't always train the way they
Yeah.
should. And the reality is we need to be ready for the worst case scenario. And the
Yeah.
worst case scenario in our area, maybe 8-10 mile hike, high elevation,
Yeah.
and a heavy load.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely. And, you know, we can walk for days on a track. I mean, realistically, but there's a testing point, but then there's a reality too. And I think it's very important that you know your own reality and understand that what you do in these testing points, that gives a measurable amount. But I think you also have to go out and actually put it to test
right.
too.
I think the takeaway from this video is I hope that people take their own physical fitness serious, and
Yeah.
you know, it's don't take the glory of I'm on the search and rescue team and then just walk away with that. You need to be physically fit. So at minimum, you know, 2 miles, 30 minutes, 25-pound pack. That's an absolute, in my mind, minimum. You should be able to do that any day of the week without any training or any
Yeah.
preparation. And I hope that, you know, for whatever your team is doing, maybe you can leave a comment below. I'm real curious to see. I've watched a video recently of a fellow that was, this guy was a gorilla working out 4 hours a day
Yeah.
and packing bricks and all this stuff. It's like
Push-ups in the sand.
push-ups in the sand with a weight on his back.
He was probably twice my age.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, exactly. So anyway, but we hope that you would, you know, take your own physical fitness serious.
Yeah.
Pay attention to, it's not only for your benefit, it's for the benefit of your team, and especially for the person that you're going out to rescue.
Absolutely. And you want to go back to your family as healthy and as strong as you possibly can at the end of the day.
Right.
So hopefully you learned something. Put a comment. We absolutely love it. If you want to help us with these videos, hit like and subscribe. But we love the comments. We get comments from all over the world, and it's just a lot of fun. And so we like to interact. So feel free to comment. And we will, typically we will within a couple days respond to that comment. So hope to see you out on the trail.